in Super Rugby Pacific, and a healthy 20-point advantage for the Crusaders at halftime here in Christchurch. Let's hear from the respective assistant coaches with Jeff Wilson. Firstly, Glenn Jackson from the Fijian Drua.
Well, Jacko, obviously wasn't the perfect start, but the last 20 must have been really encouraging.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Obviously, it's the first time our boys have been there, and it was a bit gun-shy, I think, the 20 minutes. Kick-off that doesn't go 10 doesn't help our ability. Crusaders are set-piece kings, aren't they? And we're just, when we took them away from that, we were able to get into the game, and the last 20 sort of showed what we can do.
So how do you, in the second 40, get that unstructured play you're looking for?
Got to look after the breakdown. Crusaders going really hard, too hard at sometimes, I think, and we're not getting rewarded with that. So I've just told the boys we've got to tighten up a little bit around our clean-outs, make sure we're putting them on the deck. Anyone on the side, we can just try and hit them off it, and then to get to play the ball.
All right, good luck second half.
Thanks, mate.
Well, Scott, simply, what was the chatter in the change room at half-time?
Just reset, Jeff, really, around our games and our standards. We just actually felt our intensity dropped off. The Ndrua in the last 20 minutes got 4 penalties through our defence. Just need to help each other out more there.
What's the danger about the side you're playing against in the second 40?
Don't give them the ball. I think we need to straighten our aim around where we want to play. We've built some good pressure through our kicking and behind them, but also an opportunity to play. So what we've talked about is back in our set piece, because that's our strength, and use that as often as we can.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Scott Hansen from the Crusaders, Glenn Jackson from the Drua. And the players back on the park for the second 40 minutes of this match. 4 tries to 1. And there was a change in the front row in that first half. Malituni on for Haireti Hetit.
Are they ready, Marcus? Okay. All good. Okay,
we're almost set to go here in this second half. The right to play in the semi-finals next weekend. Richie Moanga with the kickoff. Down as far as Lamani. And the halfback returns it nicely down towards halfway. Well, fairly clear messages from the respective dressing rooms. Justin?
Yep, one structured, one unstructured.
Crusaders win their set piece very well, and that's been a big difference in this game so far, particularly at scrum time. Here's Taylor on his way down field.
Through the middle.
Now they come to a stop. They've got to try and dig this out, which Drummond finally does. Hands it off to Goodhue. And Jack Goodhue stays on his feet nicely. And the ball is there for Drummond. Now Christie already down towards the 22. As Drummond works it away for Strange. Drummond swings it off to Taylor again. Nothing spectacular from the Crusaders, but all done with efficiency. Flying at Anuku, fires the pass off to McLeod. Not a lot of room to work. Here's Drummond again. As Goodhue hands it on for Leo Willie. Corner's there again. Drummond flying at Anuku once more. They've looked after him pretty well tonight. As Barrett drops a nice pass off. Good work too from Jaeger. Now the ball is on the ground and Will Jordan manhandled down. And the penalty is won by the Fijian Drua. So they win that early battle in the second half.
7 blue on the ball.
Well, what was very evident to me there in that little passage, and we heard Glenn Jackson say it to Jeff Wilson at half-time, how do we get into this game? And he said breakdown. They've been beating us up there. We need to get more accurate and we need to get a lot more physical. And in that instance, they did all of that and won a turnover.
Yeah.
First change coming for the Crusaders, and Dallas McLeod. He's been replaced by Shapigaki.
He's had a bit of a limp on for much of the game, Dallas McLeod, so it's not surprising. His line-out ball stolen by the Crusaders. And there's going to be a kick downfield by Drummond. Clever too, because there's nobody back. Lamani waiting for a favourable bounce, finally gets it. And away it goes to Drua. Sessi, oh boy, that's tough. Some Real Hospital passes here, but somehow they've managed to get themselves out of it, for the moment anyway, and they win another penalty.
Clear.
Just absolutely determined to run the ball whenever possible. So now Caleb Muntz again. Repetition of what we saw about 2 minutes ago.
Well, this is this game they're looking for, isn't it, Justin? Where they just try and keep the ball alive. It's risky, but it does break the defensive line, and it can give you an opportunity to counter. Just whether or not, I think it was unlucky to Stefan Ganuku here.
Bukanaveri, last line out broke down. This one's no better. And it's off to Cody Taylor. And the hooker goes charging off downfield.
Advantage.
And they've got a penalty advantage coming here as Strange takes it down to the 22. And up the middle. And an offload. And no advantage.
Number 7. Entry before he's on the ball.
Oh, even though you think the Crusaders could just knock over threes now and just keep the Fijian Drua at bay, you would imagine, because their line-out drivers equally as lethal as their scrum, and exactly, yes, that they would take the option to go to touch. Why not? It's as good as kicking penalty goals.
Been really impressed with Cody Taylor tonight. Look, he's done some great work at the back of the maul, but his athleticism has been on show. His footwork, it was nice to watch.
Throws to the line out. Oh, he's overthrown it, but it's somehow worked out all right for the Crusaders. Here is the run from Leo Willie. Off it goes to Barrett. And the Crusaders are in again.
Probably wasn't what they were aiming for, the Crusaders, but the end result is what they were after, which is 5 points, probably converted by Richie Mo'onga to 7. And that's the method, and that's the way that they play the Crusaders. It wasn't good at the back, but still they managed to salvage something from it. Barrett just tips it back. Strange does really well to come around. And this is excellent from Christian Leo Willie. Brings in one to defender. The second attacks him, and Barrett's right off his hip to score.
Yeah, it's a good finish, but the Fijian Drua had committed a number of numbers to defending the maul, and when it became messy, they weren't aware of the fact it was over the back, and so they weren't in a position to counter. And so the Crusaders have gone to what Scott Hansen talked about, their strength, what they do well, and as Mo'onga bangs over another 2 points, they take control in the second half.
Yes, 5 converted tries to 1.
And he's playing well, Christian Leo Willie. The step, the offload, one-handed out the back, the recognition where his support player was. He's in some sort of form at the moment, Christian Leo Willie.
Teti Tala from halfway. Hasn't always got his kickoffs right tonight. That's been knocked forward. Taken downfield by the Crusaders. Went back. Now Mo'onga away for Goodhue. Bit of space here for Braden Enor. Hands it off to Che Pihaki. Fires it back. And it's been taken down by Iosefo Marcy. So the Drua have the ball, but again they're inside their own 22.
Use it!
And Lamani is going to be forced to try and clear it. Waiting as Pihaki did really well. He couldn't link up with Mo'onga. He just fires it off into midfield. Snapped up by Darren Alungi. And the ball is loose. It's been won on the ground by Strange. Now Drummond. Here's Christie ranging wide. He's going to have a crack at Muntz. He makes a good tackle. Now snapped up by Whainga Anuku. Gave it back to Drummond. Now Strange. All bubble for a moment. Now Vili Talitui. Drummond goes again. Moanga partially charged. Everybody's on. So much. Now the fullback. Drua. Lamani digs in. Takes an age to get it out. Now Muntz out into midfield where Ikanaveri, the hooker. Now Marcy, the team's top try scorer this season. Crusaders piling in. As Lamani works it off for Murray. Now Muntz looking to outflank the Crusaders, but they come up very quickly in defence. As Lamani digs in. Now Muntz. Ikanaveri. Now there's a bit of room out for Ravu Taumanda. Ball's loose and snapped up by Will Jordan. There's a player down. Jordan's in the clear, and here comes the inevitable try from Will Jordan.
Wow, you talk about unstructured. That was a shambles, to be perfectly honest. At one end to another, both sides had their opportunities with ball in hand, and then eventually it was Will Jordan and his speed that snaffled it up off the floor, and that was from a Fijian Drua breakout, which they just couldn't get support to Ravu Thamunda. Here's the shift on.
Was he onside, Marcy? Was he onside, though? From the kick there from Whainganuku, I think he's in front of the player. I'd like another look at that, because it felt to me that he wasn't sure whether he should pick it up. Just watch here. Is he offside, Justin?
Yes, okay. He is offside, Jeff. Well spotted.
Time off. Glenn, I'm just responding to your TMO check. What have you got to show me? Okay, you're looking at whether 15 is in front of 11?
Correct.
And he is?
Yes, so 11 kicks the ball and 15's in front of him.
Back to me.
And is never put on.
Yeah, perfect. I see that on the screen. Back to me. Thank you. No try. 15 is in front.
Okay, so they've got that correct and well spotted as well by Jeff and Glenn Newman, the TMO. So when Jordan gets up here, he has to be behind the ball when it's kicked to be onside. He's not. He's in front of the ball. Whainganuku doesn't put him onside. He scoops it up. And so he was always ahead of the ball, which puts him offside.
He had a look, didn't he? He had a look at Leicester, and he paused momentarily and then decided to pick it up. The Crusaders have made a raft of changes while that's gone on. And Cody Taylor's been replaced by Brodie McAllister. Ruben O'Neill is on for Ole Jaeger. Ethan Blackadder returns at number 8 for Christian Leo Willie. Willie Hines is on. Fergus Burke is on for Braden Enor.
Good to see him back, Ethan Blackadder. He's had a fairly lengthy break after missing most of last season, remember.
Are you in?
In fact, it's been round 4 since we last saw Ethan Blackadder.
Time on.
So Ikanaveri to throw. Line out one by Terry Kidavita. And that'll be a penalty.
Finds himself in some places, does Leicester Whainganuku. And defending there, just off the tail of the line out, and then he's second arriving player and on the ball, quick as a flash.
Good technique. He spends a lot of time close to the breakdown.
He does.
A lot more than I ever did.
Smart. I'm the same. Or was the same.
You're a halfback. You're a halfback.
Yeah, but I didn't go into them. I just looked at them.
So Brodie McAllister's first throw is being won by Strange. And the Crusaders set up another maul. Willie Hines there. Hines pops the pass for Whainganuku. Hines again. Hands it off to Strange. Again there for Hines. Avali Talitui. Good tackle by Tiranalungi. Now McAllister again. Hines. Talitui off to Blackadder. Charging hard. Pops it up nicely. And that was a forward pass anyway. And it was dropped. Hello. Bit of a show of petulance from Quinton Strange.
Yeah, he wasn't happy about something. I tell you, that was some first touch from Ethan Blackadder, though.
No, calm down. No. Scott, come here. The timing of the tackle was fine. Complete overreaction by 5 red. It's a penalty against him for the Drua. Back.
Well, you've got to accept sometimes in this game that you will be tackled.
Wait.
That's right, absolutely.
Wait.
Yeah, he got a bit upset, Quinton Strange. I tell you, that was some sort of hard line from Ethan Blackadder, though. That's what he brings to the game. Just raw energy through one tackler, and the line was perfect.
Line-out hasn't always worked well tonight. This time it's hooked back on the Drua side. Oh, that was an attempt to tackle by Moonga, and he went backwards. He's in there again, having another crack though. Happy to put his body on the line, Richie Moonga. Now Lamani tried to milk another penalty, and he got the advantage too. He's been around a while, Frank Lamani, and he'll get a penalty.
Offside.
Very hard for the referee to ignore it. Not the first halfback that's done that, Justin.
No, he's not. He won't be the last either in this boat. Certainly, all comes with skin in the game. You've been there long enough,
you're not throwing on purpose.
Smell an opportunity.
No. Okay, be careful.
Then it's just about encouraging the referee that it was completely out of order. Look at that shove off. Wow.
He bounced up though, didn't he?
He did.
And
had another dig.
And another go. And there's just, that's the definition of milking a penalty.
Canterbury to throw to the line-out. Lamani again. Hands it off to his winger, Ravoldo. Just looking to get involved. That's forward. He's thrown the ball forward and it's been knocked on anyway. So at 35 points to 8, I think we can safely predict that the Crusaders will be at home next Saturday night against the Blues.
Yeah. Okay, time's off.
Friday,
Scrum
I believe.
down.
Okay, Friday it is. And the game in Hamilton is on the Saturday. Well, there's 50% chance of getting that right, Justin.
But you will be able to get this one right because it's right there in black and white.
There it is.
Black and white even. It's in blue.
Well, one of these two teams will be in Hamilton.
They will be on Saturday night.
Is it Saturday, is it?
Yep. It is. There you go.
Okay.
Well, this is concerning for Ethan Blackadder though. He's only just come on the field. And feels as though something on his leg is not 100% right. Mr. Whanganuku is getting some running repairs. He's certainly not happy.
He does not look happy. Oh my goodness, this would be such a blow. He's been plagued by injury. Looks like he's going to soldier on at this stage. No,
I thought it was
he's
just
done.
like a little bit like the whistle goes, he was committed. Maybe I got it wrong.
So it's Zach Gallagher who goes on.
Okay, time on.
We'll try and find out what's happened there. Hopefully it's nothing too serious.
You just wonder whether or not it's a reoccurrence of the previous injury, and they've just taken a precaution because it's not quite right. He doesn't look overly upset, but he's pretty tough. So it's a bit hard to tell. Oh, I do feel for him if it is bad.
Oh, you do. So, play resumes. And off the back, Leo Willie sends it away to the blind side. Now the little jab through. Ravovo gets across, can't control it, but it has been snow, it hasn't. And it's there, Hines snapped it up, now finding Anuku. And the Fijian Drua getting a lot of players there. Hines are going to work the blind side, but that's not going to work. And they really are piling into these breakdowns as Christie hands it off to McAllister. Now it's with Williams.
Leave it, bro, leave it!
And it's coming for Willie Hines. Off to Avili Talitui, and this one's been lost in contact. Boy, it is physical.
Well, they've lifted their intensity, the Fijian Drua, in regards to the breakdown. And there's changes again. Kershaw, Sykes Martin is coming on, so that change will be for Tamaiti Williams, who's been good tonight. And the change at hooker as well. Zuriel Pungiatama is on for Tavita and
Okay, balance on the bind. Just come in. Good balance, okay? Yep.
Well, at the moment, unfortunately, the game is suffering a little bit, quite a lot of errors. And it's just a bit of a flow. The Crusaders can't get into their rhythm, the set-piece orientated game they wanted. And the Drua cannot get out of their own half, so they can't find the right areas to play in. One team needs to grab this game by the scruff of the neck.
Big defensive scrum required here by the Fijian Drua. And Lamani does get it away. And once again, they've got to try and run it out. Good defence by the Crusaders with Goodhue in there. Now Lamani works it away for Tana Kaibata. Now Lamani again. Still trapped inside the 22. Off for now for Teller. Bit of space for Rabu Tamunda. Plenty of time here for Will Jordan, just on his own side of halfway, to launch something for the Crusaders. Almost got right through. It's there for Hines with good front foot ball. Now the little jab through, came back for Moanga. He's trying desperately to get out of the road here, but he's not going to.
No, okay, leave it. Get out, 14. Out. No, he's trapped.
Well, he managed to get out of the road. Rabu Tamunda. It wasn't easily achieved. Here's McAllister off to Barrett. And Scott Barrett makes a few metres. Now Willie Hines. Hines again. Goodhue driven back. Barrett, nice work away for Moanga. Gets into a bit of a gap. And again, thunderous defence across on the far side. They're going to open it up and have another crack. And charging off downfield goes Dana Kainabata as well, that's a poor kick by Lamani. Moanga. Another chance maybe to open it up. Ironi Sau. He heads off. Long passages of play. There's Silasila with the ball. Just not able to breach this defence. Oh, that was an unexpected pass. Attempt to turn it over there by Gallagher. Can't do it. Now, a good double tackle by Che Fihaki.
Turnover's good.
Ball turned over. Here's Hines. Off to McAllister. Shot down on a good tackle. Hines waits.
Play on, it was backwards.
Ruben O'Neill was in after it. Now Hines. Long pass across. Here's Jordan. Not sure how that's gone that way, but it has. And the big chase is on. Good effort by Fergus Burke.
You can't do that.
Yeah, he went down on the ground.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that. I wasn't sure. I was going to check it. I'm sorry, I can't.
Drua says that. He was chasing with all his might. He was in a foot race with Fergus Burke, who did really well and showed good pace to get back. Dived on the ball. You cannot dive on a player who is on the ground, which Drua Sese did, which looks like lets the Crusaders off the hook.
All right, okay, we'll hold the time.
There's been a few soldiers wounded. One of them is Richie Mwanga, who's taking a long time to get back. I noticed also Zach Gallagher. He was limping quite badly. This could be an anxious final 20 minutes for Scott Robertson.
Could be. Richie Mwanga got a decent shoulder into the midsection. I think he was probably just winded.
Well, this looks like a calf. You know, never very pleasant.
Yeah.
In fact, he might be retiring behind the dead ball line, Zach Gallagher.
Just an update with Eakin back at it. Nothing too serious, just a precaution on a wee leg niggle. So unfortunate for them, but all of a sudden the second half, here's, let's come off a hand. Oh, it's nowhere near the ball.
Just hold it.
Changes being made. What is on?
Number 5. Number 5.
Tony Matawalu was off. It's on, sorry, for Flamani. As he can black at it.
Well, it looks like Gallagher's going to soldier on here. He's got the 19. As the line-out throw is taken down by Strange.
That's one thread.
Now it's with McAllister and Hines. Kick coming down around about the halfway line. Oh, that was great commitment. Didn't quite work out though for Ravo Chamunda. So the Crusaders back in possession. Oh, Will Jordan knocked it on. He's not so sure that he did, but I'm pretty sure he did.
If you're the Fijian Drua, if you look at the first 20 minutes of this game and you look what's happened since then, this was great athleticism, wasn't it? Up in the air, eyes on the ball. He's working off his own player, just didn't quite hold it. But they've been really competitive for the last 40-odd minutes of this game. Been right there, and they've almost just suddenly started to believe. It looks as though they've brought the physicality in the second half, and they're right there. And so,
Hold the time.
So Gallagher's going to come off, and I think they're done. They are.
Go subs, or are we putting
So they haven't got.
I think that's why he tried to stay on.
Yeah.
He's tough. He's a Lincoln Ram. He will,
So
if he can, stay on the field. But he's obviously done something in that calf area which just doesn't enable you to push off, does it? So they're going to have to go down to 14 or get a back on. Have they got a back, Jeff?
No, they've got no one. They're done.
So they've given themselves a yellow card.
Technically, yes. Well,
So it's going to be a big shift for those players out there. Scott Barrett included. Quinton Strange. They're going to be going the distance.
I think just back to your point, Jeff, what Scott Robertson and his coaches won't be happy with is the way that the Hurricanes last week changed the context of the game and got themselves back into it, and the Crusaders didn't adjust and adapt. It's happened to them again, and Drua forced them into a game they don't want to play, and they're not coping.
Right, you have that. Matawalu and the Drua have it. And Captain Derek Nalangi. Now they go wide into the midfield. Naito Kani. 10 out from the 22. Matawalu, and ball turned over.
7 red on the ball, holding on.
Tom Christie wins another turnover. Yeah, perfect technique. McAllister to the 14-man Crusaders. Barrett wins it easily. Now Willie Hines joins the party just at the back, waiting for the delivery.
On the side and lift the leg.
And this is going to be a penalty advantage as Hines away for Burt. Goodhue breaks nicely inside the 22 as Hines swings it away for Barrett. Scott Barrett delivers the ball up for Hines again. Here's Mo'unga. Tacklers flying at him. Now it's with Sykes Martin, the replacement prop forward. Hines again. O'Neill, nice pass away for McAllister. And McAllister drives just short of the line. Aveli Talitui stands over it. He's got Reuben O'Neill with him. And they'll have a crack. And offside again. Ball is there for the Crusaders. Another crack at the Drua
Twilly
line.
out, leave it! Leave it, Twilly! Leave
Hines
it!
is in after it. Now to Jordan. Surely you can get through here, Will Jordan. He does.
He spotted it, Will Jordan. He was coming from such depth as well. Everybody had gravitated to where the ball was. All eyes were on the ball. And thankfully for Will Jordan, Willie Hines managed to pick him up. Really nice shift on between the two front rows. McAllister, good leg drive with a bit of assistance. They had 2 or 3 digs, but watch Will Jordan here. He just spots that they've taken off. Rather Thumunda it was that recognised that he needed to get in tight. Jordan spotted the opportunity and he pounced.
Yeah, when the forwards go to work and they bring that defence in and you've got this sort of speed, this is a good finish. He reaches out. If there's a team that knows how to play or prepares to play with 14 men, it's the Crusaders. And so through injury, they're forced to go down. What do? They get a turnover, they get field position, they still go to a line-out drive, they build pressure, and that's an impressive try, and that'll satisfy the coaches. You talked about adapting, Marshy. They did it. They were more accurate, and they've been rewarded for it.
Number 2 added by Richie Mo'unga. 42 points to 8. As the Crusaders book their passage surely into the semi-final next Friday night against the Blues. And the Chiefs at home on Saturday night against either the Hurricanes or the Brumbies. The kickoff made by Teti Tala. Oh, nobody called for it. That's very messy. And Willie Hines gets nailed big time by Ravu Taumunda. And Christie has to play at halfback. Gives it off to McAllister. Still 12 minutes left in this game as Hines finds Mo'unga.
17, get out.
Oh, it was a sitting duck. Took it well though. Line out throw. Won by the Drua. Can they conjure something up? Ball comes loose. And it's been grabbed by Drossesi, the fullback.
Tackle release!
Waiting for it is Matawalu. Off it goes to Wonga. Antonio Wonga. Matawalu looks on the inside for Ironi Sau. On the 10-metre line, Crusaders territory. Defence is really good. Not really making any significant ground here. Trying to get on the outside, but now it's back with Teller. Still stuck around halfway.
Leave it, leave it!
Trying to get over it was O'Neill. Now the offload goes for Murray. That ball is bounced forward in contact. So the Crusaders have it back. And Mo'unga playing onto this knock-on advantage. Frees it up for Pihaki. Players flying in all directions. Some big tackles. Some of them don't connect. Now Christie for Mo'unga. Scything through the gap. Now looking for somebody to hand it away to. Now he finally does for Whainga Anuku. Here's Barrett charging off. And he pops the pass. But it finds one of the Drua players. Matawalu is back. And it's going to be a scrum for the Fijian Drua. And again, we look around to see who's still standing. And we find Richie Mo'unga is down again.
But it's an injection of speed from Mo'unga. He's out the back. Nice little pivot from Christie. Finds the space. Richie Mo'unga, a couple of steps. And out to Lester Whainga Anuku. Scott Barrett finds himself on the wing. I think that was some sort of a...
Is that a goose step?
At a goose step. He nearly got around the outside, but Rodhu Thamunda's proved to be a very good defender this evening. But of bigger concern will be Richie Mo'unga. Now, what I didn't like when he skipped across there was the way that he sort of pulled up quite quickly. That doesn't tend to be great, and he's reaching at the calf.
Well, I wouldn't take any chances if I'm the Crusaders. If you finish with 13, you finish with 13, right? Does it matter? You know, he took the gap nicely.
It's when he skips towards Whainga Anuku.
He sort of has to decelerate, doesn't he?
Yeah. Just before he throws the pass.
Have the Drua got a reserve pop for this guy or not?
Yes, there was no contact there at all.
No.
It could be just a case of cramp, but it's certainly not worth risking. And I wouldn't be surprised if they just take him off.
He will stay on? Or? I think you have someone on the bench if you want to...
Pretty sure that's going to happen, you know.
Down to 13. I think they're okay at 42-8, gentlemen.
I think so.
Safe.
Yeah.
We've obviously got Fergus Burke out there. He'll step into that playmaker role.
Okay. Go. Time on here.
Change for Ndua. Saki Donge returns. It's as though Samuela Tawaki's the man who's come off. Just can't sort of see there. It's been a season for a number of teams as Richie Mo'unga limps off. You'd suspect that's more of a precaution than anything else. But nearly all the teams.
Remember too, Jeff, it's a fairly short turnaround, isn't it?
Yes.
Friday night. So once again, the Crusaders have considerable concern over injuries.
Coach!
Sam Whitelock not starting this game, of course.
Stand up, we go again.
I think it was Meli Tuni who's actually the player who's come
Let's go
off.
straight back down. Let's go.
We're numbered down.
Let's go.
Well, Justin, it's been
Balance.
a heck of a season for the Fijian Drua. Their first taste of playoff rugby. They can probably look at the last 50 minutes and they'll be disappointed, their coaching staff, McBurn in the middle there. But they made a really good fist of it, particularly in the second half. They've been right there.
Yeah, and I think it goes all the way back to, she's not been entertained, unfortunately. Mind you, she's probably looking after the little baby all night.
So here's something different from the Fijian Drua. Nicely read, though, by Willie Hines. Put himself in a good position to take it. And he will need to be released.
Leave it. Go,
So
leave
Lester
it.
Whainga plays half-back. Off it goes to McAllister. And ball went backwards.
Check through by Blue.
So the Crusaders had possession. Better to have the ball than try to defend with 13. So ball retention will be paramount, I would imagine, as O'Neill goes charging up.
Out 3.
Ball will be there for Hines. Firing at Anuku. Not the best kick in the world. All over the place here. Now it's finally with Drua Sesi. And the first knock on was from the Crusaders. That was a shambles.
What on earth was going on there?
I don't know.
Wow.
I was just wondering how you're going to commentate that, Nisbo.
Hey.
How do you commentate that?
I don't know. We've got a Falcon here, have we? Yep.
Just one.
Yeah, look, I think go back to the point that Mick Byrne won't be happy about is they would have known how difficult a task it is to come here and play the Crusaders. So you need to start well, and that opening quarter for the Drua just basically got them out of the match early doors. 20 points in the first 20 minutes.
Look at this. How mouth-watering a contest is this, the Crusaders and Blues.
Well, two things the Blues did really well last night. They defended well, and their set piece was very good, which is the hallmark of Crusaders rugby.
Yeah, it is.
That should be one heck of a battle. Looking to, well, that's good stuff from Flying Anuku. Looking to outflank the Crusaders. And Leicester Flying Anuku, while he hasn't got on this try-scoring sheet tonight, he has been really good.
11 red on the ball.
It's just his work around the field that's been impressive, and that's what the modern winger is asked to be. Involved and participate, and don't just hover out in the wing and wait for the ball to come to you. Yes, he can finish when they create opportunities and overlaps, because he's got that power and speed and finishing quality. But equally, tonight he's had to go find the ball, and he's found it all over the park, whether it's in defence or attack.
You love any player on the outside who wants to get themselves involved, and he brings a physicality with his hands on the ball. That's just great timing. It's a great read, and then the awareness to bounce back to his feet. He's won the collision. Make sure there's no penalty. Go past, get on the ball, and win a penalty for his team. Down to 13 men. It's impressive play.
Well, he's one of the players that Rob Penny won't have available to him next year. He's heading off to France, of course. So here's the Crusaders looking to score in the last 6 minutes with only 13 players on the park.
Moving. Still moving.
Brady McAllister's got his hands on it, and they've got a penalty coming their way. Fighting towards the line. Ball's there for Hines.
Okay, you're on the ground.
But it's been knocked on, so they're going to have to restart this with a penalty.
Entry number 6 blue. Can't play on because Crusaders have played it on the ground. Whenever you're ready.
Just that awareness. And you mentioned it. It's easier to attack with the ball than defend when you're down to 13 men. So they've done that since they've been reduced. They've got their hands on it, and they've made big plays to make sure they get the ball back. So they'll still go. They'll still go. Everyone bar one. Shea Fihaki has got the whole half of the field to himself.
I'm not sure he's going to see it, but you never know.
Ball.
So it's been taken down by the Crusaders.
He's fine. That's
Brady
one,
McAllister
Fred.
desperately looking for it. Now he's got it.
He's fine.
Now Hines drops it off to Goodhue.
Advantage.
Another penalty advantage coming.
Entry at the
Here's
maul.
Fainganuku. He's playing all over the park tonight.
Get round.
Now O'Neill. 5 metres away. Christie. Ball is there for Hines.
Take a step. Advantage offside.
Now Strange. Another advantage for offside. Now Jordan pops it away. Still playing under this penalty advantage. Hines looking left and right. Now the ball handed off for Strange. Right, bent back in the tackle. Here goes Hines. And try scored Willie Hines.
Nothing spectacular about it, but just patience. Individuals stepping up, good work at the breakdown to make sure they didn't get turned over, and just physical carry after carry after carry, good support, and eventually it's Willie Hines who bounces out, thinks about the pass, slight dummy, and crashes over at the tackle of 3 Drua players.
Yeah, multiple change of direction. You're right, too strong. We shouldn't underestimate the impact of 2 halfbacks coming into there. And it looks as though Sione Havili Talatui as well is starting to cramp up. They'll be just looking forward for the final whistle, the Crusaders, because they've got the job done. Fergus Burke is using all the time available to him before he kicks this conversion. But the changes of direction, multiple changes, and they just keep battering away and they get it done.
Over it goes. Willie Hines. Good strength, actually. There are a few players in front of him, but he still managed to get it on the ground. Crusaders racking up their highest score in a playoff game, 49. So Hines, off it goes to McAllister. Just over a minute to hang on with their 13 players here, the Crusaders. Hines has pushed it away. Jordan chasing after it. Couldn't bring it under control. And he lost it forward, did Will Jordan. So one of the most interesting things during the week, Justin, is going to be the team announcement from the Crusaders. Who's still standing?
It certainly will be. They've had their fair share of injury problems this year, the Crusaders. But ultimately they finished where they wanted to be, which was in a position to at least get to a final from their own patch, and that's what they've managed to achieve. They now have a semi-final against the Blues at home, and that's what will be pleasing Scott Robertson the most. And then it's just about finding 23 of his players that are able to take on that challenge and possibly head to the next venue, if not at home.
Yep. So the final stages of this game, the Fijian Drua, well, they've knocked it on, and there's been a double knock on as the final hooter has blown, and that'll be it as referee Pickerel blows the whistle. Game is over, and the Crusaders are into yet another semi-final, and the Fijian Drua bow out after an excellent season. And the final score here in Christchurch, 49 points to 8.
Well, an absolute achievement for the Fijian Drua to make the 8 and be involved in the quarterfinals in only their second season of Super Rugby. It's already a success story. They just came up against a juggernaut that is the Crusaders, didn't help themselves in the first quarter of the match, couldn't get into the game, and the Crusaders took the game away from them in that first 20 minutes. But the success of the night is the Crusaders go on, roll into hosting the Blues next weekend in a quality semi-final to look forward to, and equally the Drua have had a massive achievement in just being here, and good on them, great to see.
Yes, the Crusaders made a magnificent start, 21-0 inside the first 15 minutes. It was 28-8 at half-time, and the Drua couldn't score at all in the second half as the Crusaders finished up scoring 7 converted tries to just 1 try and a penalty. So a decisive win, but real concerns once again for Scott Robertson and his coaching staff regarding injuries, and we'll just have to see how that one pans out. The last of the quarterfinals will come up fairly shortly from Canberra, so we do know for sure the next Friday night it will be the Crusaders against the Blues, and And then it's a question of who goes to Hamilton on Saturday night to play the Chiefs. Will it be either the Brumbies or the Hurricanes? Right, let's hear from Scott Barrett, the winning captain with Kirsty Stanway.
Thanks very much and congratulations, Scott. Job done, a spot booked for a home semi-final here next weekend. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, very pleased with how the boys played tonight.
How much can you take out of a performance like that?
Yeah, I guess we can be pretty proud with how we showed up tonight. The Fijian Drua boys, they got one over us early in the season, and I think we played our pressure game a little bit dewy tonight, so we're pleased with the conditions, I guess.
Is that the kind of test that you're after before heading into a do-or-die semi-final against a New Zealand side?
Yeah, for sure. I think finals are about moments, so I think we started the game really well. Didn't really give them a sniff until late in the first half, and pretty proud of the effort.
You finished that game with 13 men. There were another couple of injuries. Ethan Blackadder came off, Richie Mo'unga came off, no Sam Whitelock tonight. Are you confident in the squad depth? Can you keep going into that well?
Yeah, I think we'll give the pieces of what happened tonight, but to finish with 13 men, I think it's the adversity that's possibly going to come in the coming weeks, or next week anyway. So, I think we'll recover well and get excited for another week.
Blues next week, are you licking your lips?
Is it the Blues? Yeah. Shit, yeah.
That's what we wanted to hear. Thank you so much, Scott. Go and be with your team or with your fans.
Cheers, thank you.
Scott Barrett joining us there, of course, the captain of the Crusaders. It's going to be a big derby next week, but let's head across and get the reaction of the Fijian Drua.
Thanks very much, Kirsty. Well, Melly, your team came for the first time, tasted Super Rugby, playoff rugby. How was the game for you tonight?
First of all, I want to thank the Almighty God for the strength we've been through this season, and coming on to the first playoff of our second season through this franchise. It's a major learning for us, and coming to the playoff, we have learned so much, how to work under pressure and how to keep composed in this kind of game level.
When you look at this game, the first 20 minutes of this game, they got out to the fast start, but the last 60, you showed your true character. Is that an indication of exactly how far this group have come?
For this group, we've been working for our individual growth in professional rugby. So we've been taught to train and work in this 80 minutes rugby in order to play in this franchise. So I know it's a major learning for us that first 20 minutes we started to get slackened off and didn't start well. But coming into the 60 minutes, into 80, I know the boys have stood up and worked their ass off trying to be in this competition and not just to come here and making numbers. So I want to thank the boys for today's game.
Yeah, you've had a remarkable season, particularly at home, and you've brought something to this competition that we knew you were going to bring with that flavour and those fans, and to have a couple of plane loads come from Fiji for the game who are here for it. What do you want to say to them that are clearly well and truly behind this group behind you?
First of all, I want to thank this franchise for including us and inviting us to be part of this franchise, and to the fans coming out here in numbers, and thanking Fiji Airways to make that new flight in a direct flight from Fiji to Christchurch, and where our fans came in number just to support their home team in Christchurch. So big minakabakalevu to all the fans out there. Thank you for backing us up. I will know that we will come again next season and come out hard.
Thanks, Melly. Thank you.
Naka.
So there we are, the thoughts of Meli Diranalangi, the captain of the Fijian Drua. Earlier we heard from Scott Barrett and the Fijian Drua team in good heart, even though they were well beaten here tonight by 49 points to 8. Stick around, because after the break we'll be back with post-match reaction and analysis from Christchurch.